What's up, YouTube? So what I wanted to talk about today was this guy right here. And what this is, let me see if I can focus. It is a Resident Evil 4 exclusive 3-inch Leon Kennedy action figure. It's made by Neca Toys, but I really wanted to talk about this. Yeah, the packaging is busted already, but I just want to show you the back right here. Resident Evil 4 and Co. 2005 Capcom. You know, the usual. Don't buy this toy if you're not 17. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because what this figure actually was it was a pre-order bonus when you ordered Resident Evil 4 from Gamestop. So they're actually giving these figures out years ago. But if you're a kind of newer fan of the franchise like I am, I only just started playing Resident Evil last year. So as you can imagine, Resident Evil toys were actually a lot of them were one-time releases, so once they got released, that was it. So afterwards, if you wanted to seek out these figures, you just gotta deal with paying the scalpers prices on eBay. But yeah, so as you can imagine, these figures are not cheap to get. This Leon right here, the big one, I actually got off eBay. It cost me like 90 bucks, and even then it was mint in box, so I was debating on whether to open it or not, but I said, screw it, life is too short, so I decided to open it. And like such, I had to do that with this one too. So you just remove it, and as you can see, I already got the bag torn, and the back of it says 17 and up, warning, made in China, yeah. And all right, and here he is. So we have little Leon standing next to big Leon now. Focus, yeah. And right out the bat, you'll see, I'll show you the detail on his face. See if it'll focus. Yeah, so you can see it's actually, they didn't do too bad a job on this one. They did some good shading or paint integration changes on the head. There's a weird little bald spot over there, but otherwise they did really nice. Look, comparing it to the big one, looks like they just skipped the whole utility belt kind of being a separate piece, and they made it into one instead. And moving on down the body, there's a very nice wash on this pants of these figures, so it's really beautiful. I mean, it's a little strange he doesn't have a gun holster, but I can see he wouldn't really need it because the gun is actually stuck in his hand of this small guy right here. But all right, let's go over articulation. So his head goes left to right, and his arms go up and down, up and down. Can mimic quick time Leon running, and then his waist goes left and right. So this figure actually, I actually gotten one loose, and it costed me about $25 just for a loose one. So the one I actually managed to obtain in package for the smaller figure ended up costing me around $60. So these toys are not cheap. And also, since I'm already talking about this one, I want to also mention that I also have this one as well. What it is it's in the same format as Leon, but it's actually a 3-inch Ada Wong figure. And because people were saying that the Leon Kennedy was a GameStop exclusive, a pre-order, I really wasn't sure of the origins of the Ada figure. So I could never actually find out. And, you know, it's been what, almost about 15, practically almost 15 years now since Resident Evil 4 came out. So, in that sense, I wasn't able to find out much details about it, but I would think that it might have been another pre-order bonus. So I actually have a loose Ada as well, and I have that one right here. I'll actually just bring it up close so you can see. So here we have, focus, close-up Ada Wong. And the head sculpt actually isn't bad, despite being such a small figure. It's got a few seam lines right there, but her arm moves to the left and right. This arm over here, left and right too as well. And this leg kind of moves up and down, in and out. But I wouldn't want to mess with it just in case I accidentally end up breaking something. So yeah, I just want to cover these. But Ada Wong, I think she costs a little bit cheaper than Leon. You can get her for around $30 in bag. It's a little harder to come by, but if you can manage to get her for around $30 in bag. But I just found these figures to be very interesting. I just want to kind of talk about them because nobody really says much about them. I was even on the Resident Evil wiki, where on the figure page, and they end up kind of talking about what was it? They're listing the Resident Evil 4 figures, but they didn't say anything about these guys anywhere. So I figured I might as well make a video before they're kind of lost in history and kind of become a mystery from now on. So just giving them a little bit of the spotlight. They'll focus. What I was thinking actually is these figures would make some very sick Resident Evil cake toppings. Like, if you wanted to make a Resident Evil 4 base birthday cake, I could see these figures being perfect for the occasion. But on the downside, they're so pricey, you know. I don't know if you're just going to want to go get like almost $90 worth for 2 figures and just go putting them on top of a cake like that. But, I do think they would make a pretty sick Resident Evil cake, though, if you could manage to get somebody who's like artistic design, put these guys on top. But I'll warn you in saying that you could probably get like 4 birthday cakes for the prices that these 2 guys are going for. So yeah. And here, just want to pan out briefly, kind of show you how they stand again next to the big Leon. And unfortunately, I actually do not have the 6-inch Ada Wong. So I can't really compare it to that one, which is a bummer. But yeah, I mean, I never picked up the 6-inch Ada Wong. It seemed like they didn't put too much, or well, it didn't look too much like Ada. Like, I think this smaller figure kind of looks a lot more like Ada than the 6-inch one does. Seems like they had more room to work with on the 6-inch one, but so they tried to add more details, but it kind of ended up coming out looking more, I don't know, Latina-ish than Asian. So, I don't know. I guess I'll just stick with this one for now. If I can find a big deal on the bigger sized Ada, I may pick it up, but I'll have to pass for now. But yeah, just wanted to talk about that briefly, because nobody sheds any light on these figures, and they're very neat. And I also wanted to showcase this other Leon I got. So, that was my first Leon. This is actually another one that I had. I customized. Focus. This is my custom 3-inch Leon figure. Oh, just focus, my friend. Yeah, so there it is. This head sculpt actually was just straight off the line. Sorry, Ada, you're gonna fall. But I just wanted to compare the head sculpt. So this one was actually right off the production. This one too is right off the production. But as you can see, there's some variance in how the faces end up looking. And I know what you're thinking, the guns are different. So the gun is actually a separate piece that comes with the figure. It's just kind of glued into the hand as you receive it. So if you actually manage to find a weapon that's small enough to fit into the hands, I should say, you can actually customize these guys. This gun right here, the Red 9 that I have Leon equipped with, it actually came with the Avengers. It was the first Avengers movie that came out. It was a Nick Fury figure. He came with this Mauser gun, but it was always too small. I don't know why they gave it to him. So it looked kind of small for a Mauser, which is like a big, hardy, healthy gun. So I don't know. It always looked out of place with him. But then when I got this Leon, I said, I got a Mauser laying around. I should try and see how it fits. So I gave it to Leon, and it actually looks perfect. So how about that? Uh-oh. So yeah, you can actually, they're fun figures. They have very basic articulation, but they're also pretty darn playable. If you're a big fan of Resident Evil, you can like put these on your desk at work and hope nobody steals them. But yeah, I just really wanted to shed some light on these figures because they're kind of being forgotten about and tossed into the darkness, but not anymore. Just had to put this info on them out there. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, and thank you very much for watching. Here's how they compare to the big Leon. And I also have the Neca Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition Chris Redfield figure, and I will talk about it in the next video. It's got its own share of problems, so it needs its own video. But that's all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Do take care. Peace. Have a great one. Goodbye.